Hey friends, Dr. Christy here, and today I want to tell you my opinions on what you can do to help support yourself after a car accident. Now, that being said, first quick disclaimer, this is more in reference to a small fender bender, not necessarily a huge accident that involves going to the hospital to be sure that there's no brain bleeds, make sure there's no fractures or other serious injuries, assuming all those things have been ruled out or you never even had to go there because it was just a small little fender bender. This is for those types of accidents. So if you have a car accident, let's say you're in the driver's seat, you have your seatbelt on, everything is going great, you're stopped at a light, and boom, you get hit from behind, you have this whiplash injury. That injures the sternocleidomastoid muscles as well as the scalenes. All these muscles, differently attach to different areas of your rib cage, the clavicle, and then up in your head. There are definitely some things that will probably happen depending on how hard the impact was. However, before I even get into that and what you can do to support yourself moving forward from something like that, I want to back up. Get out and look at your car. More often than not, people look at their vehicles and say, oh, thank God there wasn't that much damage, therefore everything's okay. And I'm here to tell you that, interestingly enough, the less damage that happens to your car, the more damage that has impact in your body. Your car is a giant unit that's there to protect you. And so if it takes the majority of the damage, congratulations, that means it did what it was supposed to do and your body was likely spared. So if you go check out the car and you go, oh my gosh, my fender is bent in and it's clearly thousands of dollars worth of damage, that's probably a good sign for you and your health. If you go back there and you look and go, I might have a scrape, barely notice anything at all, time to get seen by your favorite chiropractor. So if you don't have a favorite chiropractor, drop me a note. I can connect you with some people that I would know, like, and trust maybe in your area, or if you're local, come check me out. Either way, if you don't have somebody that you can go to that you trust, a couple things you can do on your own. First off, assuming that you were wearing a seatbelt, which I hope that you were wearing a seatbelt, there's often damage that occurs to this subtle, tiny little muscle in your chest called the sternalis. It's literally a small muscle that sits on top of your sternum. Your seatbelt being there will likely put pressure on it and tear a few of those fibers. This will be painful, but I recommend that you rub through your sternum. A couple different spots, certain areas might be more tender than others, but just rub through those areas. Secondly, same concept, if you go right behind your ear, on the bones right behind your ears, this is your mastoid bone. This is the base of your skull. On both sides, probably. However, depending on if you were driving or if you were the passenger, whatever side the seatbelt is on, that's going to be likely more of the side that was potentially damaged. So you can work that particular side, or if you just want to cover both your bases, you can work both sides to help restore some balance and strength to the damaged tissue that happened up in the neck. This is from the whiplash injury. And lastly, so we have the sternum, we have the base of the skull, and then we also have right underneath. So as if I turn my head and you can kind of see this giant muscle right here, right where those muscles attach. Now there's other scalene muscles that attach deeper into the first and second ribs, but generally speaking, if you can kind of pinpoint where those muscles attach in you, rub through. They're going to be tender in most people. They will be more tender in somebody that's just had a car accident and a whiplash injury. Rub through nice and gently. I don't want you to go too hard. I also would not want you to go and do this for too long. Literally 30 seconds to a minute with moderate pressure. Judge based on your own body's resiliency, right? If it hurts ridiculously, don't do it, or lighten up your pressure. You want enough pressure where you recognize that it's uncomfortable and that you're in the right spot, and yet you don't want too much pressure that it's going to cause more harm than good, okay? What we're doing is we're reminding the body, hey, guess what? We had a trauma in here. Please get to work, create some inflammation, and go to the site of the injury and heal the tissue that was damaged. That's it. So these are some quick things you can do on your own. And of course, I've mentioned in previous videos the importance of homeopathy in my practice. Arnica montana and Ruta graveolens. I'll put these names in the chat or in the comments below if you need to find those. Highly recommend 30C potencies of homeopathy to help support the ligament damage and the pain, inflammation, and swelling that can come after an accident. Just my quick thoughts for the day. Car accidents can be a huge deal, even if they don't look like a huge deal. So, and as always, see your favorite trusted practitioner, because they will know you and your body best and know what's best to support you in any scenario that you may face. All I have for you today. Let me know if you have any questions or comments, and I'll talk to you soon.